World Financial Group offers entrepreneurs from all backgrounds the opportunity to start their own business on a level playing field. Dr. Yana Woodhouse, receiving the WCM Wall Street Pioneer Award by the United Black Wall Street of America, Inc., is one of those entrepreneurs.
I see WFG and TFA as a place where African Americans with an entrepreneurial mindset can flourish. And the bonus, we help families and serve the communities across the country.
To learn more about us, go to worldfinancialgroup.com.
We are the sons and daughters of the soul. We are resilient and forever forward-thinking. We ask for nothing else than the opportunity to live and to create the lives that we were meant to live. We want nothing but an equal chance at options and possibilities. The same possibilities and options to live out our potential as our fellow man. We want to be heard, understood, and expressive in our reality. We are the future. We are the creative. We are here.
Happy Tuesday, everyone. Welcome to The Bold Show. I am super excited to be in this space to share, learn, grow, and inspire. The Bold Show is a place, it's a community for folks to connect, for us to talk about what makes us who we are, for us to be vulnerable and to lift each other up. So tonight, I am super excited for our guests that we're going to be having on. It's been a while since I've been around, and I am just always super grateful and thankful for this opportunity. So our guest tonight, without further ado, I'm not going to keep him waiting because he's eager, and I'm also really looking forward to this enriching conversation that we're about to have. And it's a reminder to folks that you have to stop making excuses. Everything that you're looking for lives within you. We are often looking externally, but if we take a moment to look around and within ourselves, we would really surprise who we are. We make excuses and we're sitting around waiting for the right time. And I'm here to tell you, the right time is never going to come. The moment to start is now. When you're feeling impulsive, act on it. So let's welcome Nyck Muzik. He's a carpenter by profession and an entertainer by passion. Let's hear what Nyck has to say tonight. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Wow, what an intro. Thank you.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to have you in this space to share, to inspire us, and to allow our Black men to know that they don't have to stick to the statistics. They can change because they have all of the capabilities to do so. So, Mr. Nyck, why don't you do us the honor of introducing yourself tonight?
Jenna, I need to the music, I don't know anything. As Marie just said, I'm a carpenter by trade, entertainer by passion. Most of my time spent not with family and work is spent pursuing the passion of music. I was born in Kingston, Jamaica. I was raised in St. Anne. Open book, essentially, you know what I mean? Follow me on social media, you can find out most about me, you know what I mean? But listen to my music and you can hear all the stories about me, most importantly, you know what I mean?
Okay. So it's an open book. I love that. So I'm going to be diving in. I'm going to be opening up those chapters and try to get a better sense of what brings you here. Like, we know that music is a great way for people to connect. It doesn't matter the culture, your ethnicity. we can all relate to music. Music does something to us. Music, it's a form of expression.
It's a
So
spiritual vibration. You know what I mean?
talk to
Like
me.
the thing with music is if you're listening, you listen to music based on your mood. Like whatever mood, if you want to enhance a mood or kill a mood, music can do that for you. You know what I mean? If you're angry, you want to feel more calm and more balanced, you find a song that can do that for you. If you want to be happy and dance and express, like you can always find music to help you in that direction or help you along that way. You know what I mean?
Awesome. So you said something so important just now. You talked
Mhm.
about how music is a way of healing.
Yeah.
Tell me, how can you relate to that? Because I've listened to your music and, just to share some insights, I saw you at an event and I was just like so in awe and
Mhm.
taken aback by listening to your music, listening to what it is that you had to say. You
Mhm.
literally captivated me, and I was curious. And
Mhm.
that's the reason we're here tonight, because I was like, there has to be more depth to you. It's
Yeah.
it was not superficial. It was
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
deep stuff.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So
Um,
how did you get into music? Like, talk to me. Tell me about that.
I first started writing music as a class project in high school, like 14. So I wrote my first song then, and couldn't spit it for nothing. I got to high school. My best friend at the time, I'd still my brother till this day, Uptown. He forced me that he was rapping before in Jamaica and rapping. It's creativity. So he always tried to encourage me because he saw that writing gift that I had, that gift for putting words together that I had. So he always tried to encourage me in that direction, and taking that encouragement, I've always stayed close to writing songs. Songs have always been easy for me. It's recently that I've been able to connect like emotionally to the music that I'm writing, because anyone can tell a story. We all have imagination. If life hasn't killed it yet, you know what I mean. But as long as you have that internal imagination, you can always tell a story. I've now, excuse me, gotten to a place where I'm connecting with the music on an emotional level. You know what I mean?
Wow, that's just amazing. So Nick, I know like we just like really dived into the music because I was already like feeling like really super hyped, right?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
and just like really excited to like hear more about your journey. So we
yeah,
introduced you and we said you're a carpenter by profession.
yeah.
Talk to us about a carpenter and an entertainer. Let's understand more about that.
All right, I got to America when I was 18 years old. I never really straight if why, but that's why myself young people think. But when I got here, documents wise, I wasn't um, on the up and up, so I had to go where the money was. So music got pushed to the side. At the 18-year-old, I'm just in my stride and left Jamaica, like I was performing. Why? And I had this party last night song, and I was just starting to get a little buzz while being at UTech. You know what I mean? And then when I got here, I had to put the music on the side to chase money and get myself situated. It took me a few years to get myself situated, and I finally got myself situated. Still, you need to be able to eat first, as long as you have that responsibility. I got married young, and I'm a very um, dedicated person. So if I'm dedicated to something, then I'm going to pursue it and give it my all. So I decided that this young lady that I married, she would be my responsibility, and therefore that took precedent over the music. You know what I mean? So like every chance that I got, I would always come back to it. As soon as I'm able to make enough money, I'd come back to it. So when I became a union carpenter, I'm fine that this is the first time in my life that I had access to more money than I needed. So then I decided to go for music. This was like 2016. So carpenter was able to pay for the music. You know what I mean?
I love that. And I think this is also a great example
Mhm.
to allow people to recognize it does not mean that you have to bury your passion. Like I say to
Mhm.
folks, I think the cemetery is one of the richest places you could ever think about. And why
Mhm.
do I say that? Because you have a
Dreams
lot
die.
of people that die with their dreams. They
Yeah.
were never bold enough, they were never brave enough to
Mhm.
take that leap of faith or to bet on themselves.
True.
So tell me what it was like in terms of when you were trying to make that transition, or rather have strike that balance. Like, what was that like for you? Did you feel any sort of isolation? Did you like really didn't really worry about whether anyone else really believed in you? Was it that you were just like your passion led you?
True, true, true. The passion definitely led me in that. Wait, you had said something important that I wanted to touch on. You said whether I felt overwhelmed. I believe that's what you're or
Oh no, I was asking like in terms of the, because sometimes you can't share your dreams sometimes with a blind man because
True.
they'll never see it.
True,
And
true.
that's just an analogy, right? Because
Yeah.
for someone that you're hanging out with and you're probably saying to them, you know what, I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna like really pursue this. I'm like really
Yeah.
excited. I'm gonna invest in
Yeah.
myself. And they're probably like, you know what, you need to stop it.
Yeah,
or you
yeah.
need
Do
to
something else. Do something
discourage
else.
you.
Yeah, yeah. You always
Discourage you.
you always get that. Trust me, you always get that. But I've always been lucky enough to have friends that even when they want to discourage, is never a discouragement. It's more like a constructive criticism. I try to listen for the constructive criticism and block out everything that is not constructive. If you're going to criticize just to criticize, there is no upliftment. I can't learn anything from that because you're just telling me what's negative. You're telling me the I'm off beat, or the song doesn't sound good, or there's no, I can't. How do I get better? When a friend look at me, when I listen to the friends that say, all right, that's good, but it can be better. I found a partner, not one person that believed enough in me. In 2016, when I was working at Best Buy, I met this kid. He's born here. He's Jamaican. He's of Jamaican descent, first generation American. He was born in the Bronx. His name is Claude. We call him Shatta Claude. That dude said, I met him, and within an hour, he sent me an instrumental. God sent this dude that produced, and he forgot about his passions. And I just met him, and I told him I was a rapper at the time. He was like, yo, I want to get back into the music. These are some beats. He sent me an instrumental, and I wrote a song, and to this day, it's one of my favorite songs. It's not the most substantive songs, but in terms of energy, it's one of my favorite songs. You know what I mean? And ever since then, whenever I go too far from the music, he always there to pull me back. Yo, bro, this is what you need to do. Even when I try to pursue other things, he's like, all right, that's good. That's great. You have the talent for it, but come back to this, bro. This is where you are. There's no one like you. No one sings like you. No one raps like you. No one flows like you. You know what I mean? So you always need that one person in your corner. But you also have to have that mindset that, all right, if this is what I'm doing and I'm passionate about this, then I'm doing it for me first. You know what I mean? For me first. You will find your tribe. The people who rock with you will find you. You know what I mean?
That is, I could not have said that better. In the end, it's your decision.
Yep.
It's about what this means for you.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, do you come alive? Is it setting your soul on fire? That's all that really matters. I think it's the perfect segue for us to listen to your new track that you sent me today. I'm really looking forward to us breaking this down and dissecting it a little bit more. But I think let's just let the viewers hear what we're talking about.
Man up for the fight, man up for me time, man up. Style hard for the fight, dog. Tell me it's time to resign. Yeah, man. I next to the music. You know I think of you. Man never locking in at the trenches, you. Me circle small, I just me and me dog, Lord. No let me home unless me rolling with the road, dog. Sound they talk, make them hear like roll call. Line them up, that me know they them hard part. Sneak up, so me swing for me hammer. Tell backstabber me a climb up the ladder. For me mother coulda never want none of higher. So me work for me goal in the time, in the weather. I know me alone win when me win. So when me win, me share the blessing. Father God, him steer everything, but demon a room, so me give everything. Man up, Man up for the fight, man up. Man up for me time, man up. Style hard for the fight, dog. Tell bad mind it's time to resign, man up. Man up for the fight, man up. Man up for me time, man up. Style hard for the fight, dog. Tell me it's time to resign. Yeah, man. We up full and thankful in a dog.
Mm. Wow. I think for me, like I listened to it and like I really dissected it, but I hear so much. There's gratitude, right? You talk about God and you talk about togetherness, that community, and uplifting each other. When I win, we win, right?
Yeah.
Where were you when you wrote this? Like, talk to me about this piece of music.
Well, this piece of music is actually a part of my most recent mixtape. If you go through my YouTube stories, I told the entire story of Shaking Off the Rust because I thought it was so profound. It started out with me meeting Shuttercloud in 2016. We ended up producing a whole album post-COVID, like an entire album, a full complete body of work. We built everything from scratch. And because life happens, my mom met in an accident. She had a baby. I had a baby. Life happens. We separated from music for 6 months and then linked up one day. We just linked up one day in the studio. He was going through something. I was going through something. We went to the studio, we're shooting pool and started playing instrumentals. The first instrumental that came up, I just started freestyling. We recorded it. We used our phones the night to shoot 2 videos. We just shot the video that night. We edited it, got everything together and put it out on Instagram. And then it just took off from there. It's like every single week after that, we linked up. We was like, all right, let's get back to the music. Let's not try to build an album. Let's not try to do anything. Let's just go in, listen to some beats, feel good, enjoy ourselves, and come up with something. And then we challenged ourselves to do this on a schedule. So if you're going to do something, make up your mind to do it. Don't just do it without a plan. You know what I mean? Not because we didn't have an end goal doesn't mean we didn't have a plan. I wanted to get better as a writer, as a performer, as an entertainer. And Claude wanted to get better as a producer, a videographer, a director. You know what I mean? So how do we sharpen each other? You know what I mean? And then we kept doing that for weeks on weeks. And then by the time we got to Up, I was just in a place of gratitude. I wrote that song and Big. One day, may I go big. How big? Real big, like big, big, big. My bro, may I go big? How big? Real big, like big, big, big. May I go big like the Eiffel Tower? Thank God him have the power. Like rain that blessing shower. The whole world man after cover. Me I work for mine, man, I miss target practice every word on my spit. Man, I walk around the crosses, crappist vampire can hold crosses. Man, a king in a diggity and Femi can come cross cynical. Kington to Senegal, this man Senegal, bombs like chemical. Me, addict and second to addict and no doubt, yes, I can work for my goals. Pain and hardship is part of the course. Yes, man, for sure, me start out poor, but trying out for poverty a hard work cure. My bro, me I got big. How big? Real big, like big, big, big. That song and Up were written the same day. I was just in a triumphant mood. Like I'm just up. I talk about in that song I talk about snake up, some swing from a hammer. These are all carpenter reference. Stop on me, I climb up the ladder like this little. I have a messed up knee right now because I'm up and down from ladders. You know what I mean? I've been working for mine. My mom, not because nothing is gonna stop me from being able to provide the life that my family deserves, whether it is my biological family or my household. You know what I mean? Like whoever's connected to me, like that's where I'm at. I'm gonna be big and I'm gonna climb up to get there. You know what I mean? Shaking Off the Rust is an entire vision.
How do you stay inspired?
My daughter, like before I had to, my daughter was born 2021. And before 2021, like I was trying to motivate myself. You know what I mean? And with the help of Claude and my partner and all the people that actually love and support me. But then when my daughter was born, it's like her. Like if how can I tell her to chase her dreams if I never chase mine?
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like how can I tell her that you can be who you want to be. You can manifest whatever life you want to manifest. If I didn't do that, you know what I mean, or at least I didn't try. You know what I'm saying?
So you're modeling for your daughter what you want her to be,
Yep.
setting an example. And I think, like, as a Black man, right? And fatherhood, when you really think about it, I think from being a social worker and seeing that disconnect and that, it's like, it's rare you find men who step up and take that responsibility as a father. So I just want to say thank you so much. I do respect that. And I wish you nothing but continued success on your journey. But while I'm doing that, if you had the opportunity to talk to your younger self, what would you tell your younger self today? Because you seem so matured. Like, what would you say to your younger self?
Be patient. You have a lot of living to do in order to deserve and know how to use what you want to manifest. You need to go through life. Like, you need to experience these things in order to. I wouldn't be able to write the songs that I'm writing now if I didn't live the life that I live. You understand? I wouldn't be able to say all my dreams come true and I'm this well-off entertainer. I wouldn't know what to do with it and how to grow that wealth without living, without learning how to do the basic things. You know what I mean? How to invest, how to pay your bills on time, what taxes are, how to, you know what I mean? How to put music out properly, how to write properly, how to record properly, how to perform properly. I needed to live that life and I need to learn these things. So be patient.
I love it so much. Like, you need process to have progress.
Yes.
Oftentimes, because of this need for instant gratification, I want it now, we miss the steps.
True.
But everything that we are going through, it's the preparation.
True.
We need to have that experience so we could become experts in whatever it is that we're doing. True. And I think, and this is like so profound and so powerful right here. Like, you're really dropping these jewels here tonight. And I'm really hoping that whomever watches this after will learn something from this. And the takeaway, you need process. Patience is a good virtue to have. The Bible talks about that.
Yeah, man.
So, God, Bob Marley says, one good thing about music, when it hits you, you feel no pain.
You know what I mean?
Bob, I'm telling you. As I mentioned that, if you had the opportunity to perform with any musical artist, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
I'll be crazy if I didn't say Bob as a Jamaican. You know what I mean? Like, imagine, like, I've seen Bob do shows and, like, in places where people don't speak English, people don't know what pot is. You know what I mean? I sing that man's songs word for word, like stadiums. You know what I mean? Like, imagine being on that stage and learning how to perform on a stage, how to move on a stage from, like, an icon, from one of the greats. With that being said, Bounty Killer and Burna Boy alive. Like, I want gods to me, you know what I mean? Yeah. Bounty Killer, Burna Boy are gods to me. If I can perform like those, like a 2-hour shows, 2-hour sets, nonstop, no breaks, just being absolutely awesome and commanding on a stage, and people are with you the entire journey. You know what I mean?
Wow, that is like, you know what? Like, put it out into the universe. You just never know. Like, I always tell people, just keep believing yourself.
Yeah.
Keep believing yourself. I remember there is this proverb, and it basically says, how does an ant eat an elephant? And it's one bite at a time.
Amen.
Take your time, but you keep believing in what it is that you're doing, and it will all come to pass. True. Patience, you need patience though. If you don't have patience, it's not going to work out.
You're absolutely right about the instant gratification part of it, because I really needed to learn that. When I
Yeah.
put out Song with Next, which is that album we worked on during COVID, because you go into COVID and you're like, oh I built my studio during COVID.
Oh,
During COVID, like COVID happened, and I'm like, yo, I have to come out of this either learning something new or with something to show for it. You know what I mean? And then with Claude being so close, we came together and put this album together. And in the middle of this album, like I'm going through the process, I'm doing radio interviews, I'm running up here and there and performing everywhere. And then just like that, like my mom met in a life-changing accident. You know what I mean? So like right in the middle of it, like it was my birthday. I did two shows, and then November 9th is like my life stopped for 2 months. And then coming out of it, I learned how much that whatever I had on my plate and I was running towards and I was rushing to do this, that, and the third, and none of it mattered because I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. All the things that I had on my plate, they were just small parts that equaled to not much. You know what I mean? Like I was chasing being an MC, I was chasing being a dancer, I was chasing being the guy. You know what I mean? I wanted to be him. I wanted to be the dancer him. I wanted to be the Bridgeport's cranium. You know what I mean? I was trying running hard in that direction with no patience, no understanding of what it really took to be there. I was performing songs that I had no business performing on stage because I wasn't ready. You know what I mean? Like I was performing, yelling over vocals in my background, sounding crazy, and then learning how to perform. These are things that I knew in the beginning, but I forgot them because I came here and I was chasing that instant success. You know what I mean? So I had the song, I wanted to get it out now. The song wasn't ready. I didn't perform the song. I didn't have an emotional connection to the song. So when I did songs like "If You're Not Out Money, Then Don't Call My Name," songs like those songs, like there was just the hype for it. Now about Baga Sexy Girls, dope songs, super good songs, really good entertaining songs, fun songs, but I wasn't ready because I couldn't perform those songs right, if you know what I mean. I wasn't patient enough to learn the music before I introduced it to the world.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
I wasn't patient enough to learn before I introduced it to the world.
Yeah.
That is powerful right there. And that's like great self-reflection, like being able to take accountability and acknowledge what it is that you need to do differently. I'm just sitting here and like I'm really in awe just listening to just your energy, how excited that you are, right? And the self-reflection and the self-awareness. And that's all that we really need to help us to get to the next level. And oftentimes, like I say to folks, what is yours, no one can take it away. God already has destined our path, and the universe talks to us. Sometimes it comes in a whisper.
Yep.
And when we don't listen, it screams at us. So we have to, again, it goes back to the patience. It goes back to learning. Like you got to study whatever it is that you want to do. You got to study it. It's just like with me, like I'm going to be running the marathon in 12 days. And I was between Clue and Ness. And when I started on this journey, I just started running. Of course, I hurt myself. I ended up in my doctor's office, right? And he said to me, "Sweetheart, there's nothing really wrong with you. You were just doing it all wrong." Right? So again, it's about having that humility and learning what it is that you need to do. So what I did, I had to take a step back because sometimes we have to step back in order to move forward. But we have to first realize that. But without further ado, where do you see yourself? I'll say a year from now. See yourself with music a year from now.
Between traveling more, definitely traveling more than I am now. Whether it's back home, doing more shows back home, trying to get my feet wet and doing more things in Jamaica. Like for example, this December, I think December 30th, we're doing a fun day treat I'll be performing in Tickets District and Discovery Bay, PO, same time. I keep saying PO because like growing up, that was always my address. Tickets District, Discovery Bay, PO, same time. When Tickets District, Discovery Bay, Yeah. And I wanna be more places, get my music out there more. You know what I mean? Like, I have an EP that I want to drop top of the year, first quarter, and then a second one, third, fourth quarter maybe. You know what I mean? So it's just taking my time with the music now, learning the music and sharing the music properly. Like that entire performance that I did at the show that you saw me, that's the EP. That's a journey EP. Starting with Pon the Journey, then when I reach it, then this one song, the song Toxic Meds. It was written in 2016. That song, Daddy treat mommy and mommy treat daddy and daddy treat mommy like dirt. No, love no mean nothing and care no mean squat unless you a thump part first. Car what she grow come see, same treatment. Not unless she a observe. She know if it cook and clean her, iron and wash her, still don't know her worth. She go through life one to one, then one to one. Same treatment or worse. Never educated. She don't know better. Start 14, she start give birth. Next is a daughter she get, so without knowing. Pass on what she learned. And next generation, so fuck her, we stay stubborn and won't teach our young girls. Think about the songs we're singing in. Think about the meds we endorsing. Now think about the life what we living and tell me if it's really worth all the flossing. Forward man better than that. High school's turning a ramping shop. Girl I get head and her friend them a watch. Still can't believe say you're Jamaica that. Them meds. Toxic. You know what I mean? Yeah, that song and one more. We're gonna see if we're gonna what that final song is, but 4 songs on an EP, top of the year. You know what I mean? Music.
You talk about your mom and toxic, that's a whole different conversation. Like really breaking that down and thinking about, generational trauma, right?
True.
The cycle that keeps going on and, not knowing your worth, understanding your value. And when you don't, you're looking to others, you're seeking validation, you're seeking approval, and looking for love in the wrong places.
True.
And that is like so powerful and so profound for women and just for men and in general, for just everyone, knowing your worth and your value. Once you do, no one will put a price tag on you. When you don't understand that, you will settle for just about anything.
It's like my music. I keep forgetting that you actually saw me perform these songs before. Yeah, that second verse, I get into it, man. I get down into understanding your self-worth, and that little juvenile is your self-worth. No one can take that from you because that's inside.
Yeah.
You understand? So when you get to when you get to a place where it's now commonplace for certain things that 10 years ago you'd be like, hey, yo, whoa, what's going on? It's not commonplace and everybody's cool with it. It's like, it's not that everybody's cool with it, but it's so
normalized.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we're so sensitized to it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really hard for me to sit here and see, especially with a daughter. You know what I mean? Like, I have a daughter now. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I need to be able to say the things that I want. If I'm not here, she can listen to my music and be like, all right, this is what my dad was about. Like, this was the message that my dad wanted about this situation. You know what I mean? So music.
It's profound. Music is it's healing. It's like it's an explosive expression of humanity, of who you are, the core of who you are. And like I was gonna ask you this, but it makes no sense at this point because you already answered it. It's like, what it is that you want people to take away from your music. Like, what's your core value, your purpose? Like, what it is. You could probably elaborate on it a little bit more. When people hear your music, what is the first thing that you want to come to mind for them?
Joy and positivity with a message. Not just positive, just a message. Just everything that I do, I want you to, even if you're having fun, to be able to take something from it. You know what I'm saying? And I want to do music that is substantive in that way. So where I can do a song like Up and it just sounds like, or visually it seems like it's a regular, street street sort of interaction.
Yeah.
The music itself, if you listen to the lyrics, you can get something from it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to give you this fun stuff, but right underneath the fun stuff, here's some lessons. You know what I mean?
Right.
Right under the surface. You don't even got to look too far from it. You know what I mean? It's right there. So that's how I approach it. That's how I want people to get something from my music, something positive, something they can live, something they can build on. You know what I mean?
Awesome. So you talk about your mother a lot.
Yeah.
You have so much admiration, so much love. And she seems like she's a source of inspiration and she grounds you. Talk to me about that relationship with mom.
Mommy, Miss Dennett, Arlene, yeah, man. She's my mom is showed me what strong is. You know what I mean? Like, my dad left when I was 2 months old, like I said, and I've never been hungry a day in my life thanks to my mom. You know what I mean? Like, there's no replacing her. There's no. It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to like go into it. Like I said, like I almost lost her in 2021. So it's like it makes that gratitude for her being here, for her presence and her guidance, and her just to be able to pick up the phone and be like, "Yo, mama, what God?" You know what I mean? A lot of people don't understand like how important that is, or how hurt they would be if they can't do that. You know what I mean? So my mom is my world, man. She taught me how to be strong. She taught me how to pray. She taught me how to be persistent. She taught me how to never give up. You know what I mean? Yeah, she taught me how to talk. There's the ability to talk myself in and out of any situation. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Awesome. I love it. You said something just now that really touched me to my core. And it's that we take each other and we take every moment for granted,
True.
thinking that we have tomorrow or we have next. There is no next. I love to tell people I am living my life with a sense of urgency.
True.
And that's because I understand that tomorrow may never come.
True.
And I want folks to also understand you are not your past. And every day is a chance to recreate the person that you want to become. Never give up. Like you said, your mom taught you how to be resilient. She taught you how to be strong. And we all can do that. If we just take a moment to sit with ourselves, listen. Silence is so needed. Oftentimes you said this earlier, that you were so busy chasing, doing this, doing that, but that was just all a distraction.
True.
Sometimes we need to sit still and we need silence. We need to train our mind to appreciate quietness. We're so busy with social media, the gadgets,
Noise.
so much
Noise.
too much noise, unnecessary noise.
Yeah.
How do you balance that? Like with so much, everyone is always experts in telling you what to do. Like, how do you manage yourself?
Oh my word, man! I think have you seen my TikTok? Like, for real?
No, I haven't. I haven't seen your TikTok.
Nah, I talk a lot about these kinds of things on my TikTok.
Got it.
I'm the type of person where like there's no point in coming. Oh no, actually, my daughter, like I approach TikTok like the same way with my daughter. So I'm like, what would my daughter want to learn from me at this age? You know what I mean? I'm 32 now, so my daughter, if I'm at 32 talking to my daughter at coming up, following me, like what would I want her to learn? So I talk about things like communication and balance and understanding change and growth, and understanding that growth is important. You know what I mean? Anything that's not growing or moving is dead. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you can't expect to grow in a dead space. You know what I'm saying? Like what's not encouraging to you, what's not uplifting to you, what's not pouring into you. What's the point? So yeah.
Let it go. That's what I said.
Yes, go, man.
No
Like
longer serving you. You gotta let it go.
let it
It's
go.
not that serious.
Yeah, let it go.
You gotta let it go. What would you say is the best advice you've been given?
That's the one's one. Oh, that's the one still me say. You see, when the wise man fool the fool, till the fool become wise, the wise is conquered.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Oh, say that again. Say that again.
When the wise fool the fool until the fool becomes wise, then the wise is conquered.
Mm. Love that. That's a good one. That's a good one.
If you want to figure out anything, the person who knows how to do it is going to pretend to be wiser than you. Just let him keep fooling you until you figure it out.
Awesome.
They're gonna try to grow on you, but eventually they're gonna have to let that secret out of there.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
So you've talked about performing and you've also alluded to the fact that you want to do more performance. Like
Mhm.
what would you say is your favorite venue or your favorite performance that you've done and why?
Oh, favorite.
Or if you have more than one, so that's okay.
Favorite is really, I think, do I have a favorite performance? Oh yeah, Jamaica. Jerk, was it Jerk? No, Independence Day. Independence Day 2 years ago. Not this last one, but the one before that. Yeah, Independence Day Festival. One Love Radio in Bridgeport was doing that. That was beautiful. I think Singer J was there, and somebody else. It was a vibe, man. I'm telling you, to see Jamaicans actually come out and be Jamaican and all our vibes, man. It was beautiful. You know what I mean? But in terms of performances, I'm looking forward to the future. Like, I want to perform at Sumfest, man. I want to perform at Sumfest. I want to kill a sting. I want to do all the shows that Jamaican artists like coming up and dreaming of doing. Like, imagine me standing up on a Sumfest stage. You know what I mean? That would be incredible for me. Like, I'll probably just stand there and cry for like the first 2 minutes.
You'd probably get booed off the stage.
Nah, man, go to come on, man. them girl, like I say, oh, Katie, insensitive.
Oh, that was a good
I'm
one.
looking forward to the future, though. I'm looking forward to all the shows I'll be doing in the future.
That's good. And I guess that probably explains your enthusiasm and this aura that you have about you. I think when you're walking in your purpose and when you've discovered who you are and you understand that journey, you're excited for the next day. It doesn't matter how tired you feel, but you get up the next morning with like a burst of energy because you already know what it is that you have to do. When we hit that snooze button in the mornings, I honestly believe it's because we don't really have an understanding. We don't have a plan for the next day. I tell people I don't own an alarm clock. I don't use an alarm. I have an internal alarm because I plan my days before I go to bed. I even look for my clothes that I'm going to be wearing because I know I'm jumping out of bed with enthusiasm, with excitement.
You have a path that you're walking, a purpose.
Yes.
Like you just said, you're working in you are walking in purpose. So if a person can find that drive, that purpose, that why that they do things, then it's a beautiful thing. It is absolutely incredible because without that, what we're doing, like you said, we're hitting the snooze button because we're living in autopilot essentially. Get up, go work, get up, go work, come home,
It's mundane,
cook dinner, go to bed. You know what I mean?
almost robotic.
Rinse, repeat. You know what I mean? That's not life. You understand? That's not life. Like I said, I'm blessed, or I've been blessed to do things right enough where I'm in a position that I can pursue my passions. You know what I mean? And not only that, the partner that I chose to walk through life with is there with me, like understanding that, like, this makes me happy. And to get the best me, I need a space where I can do this. You know what I'm saying? And respecting that space and encouraging that space is like, what more could I ask for in life? You know what I mean? A person that actually provided or helped you to build a space that you're growing in. Thankful.
Oh, you're indeed a blessing. You're indeed a blessing. And I just, it's like I remember the first day I saw you, and it's like I came alive, because it's like something about your soul
Thank you.
that really sat well with me. It's like you had this energy. It was like really positive, and I fed off of it. So thank you so much for that. What is your superpower?
Ah, I don't know. Superpower.
Yes.
Practice, I guess. Practice.
Practice?
Yeah, I think practice is my superpower. Because like whatever I practice, like I started out, I didn't start playing soccer until I was in like high school. You know what I mean? And then I loved it. I was really bad at it in the beginning, and I practiced until I got good. You know what I mean? Music is the only thing that came natural to me. At least writing is the only thing that came natural to me. Like I've never really had to practice writing. You know what I'm saying? Like ever since that first music project in 7th, 8th grade, writing music is the only thing that actually comes like easy as breathing. I would walk through and there'd be like words just rattling through my head, rhymes just rattling through my head, stories rattling through my head, and I can't shut it off. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Well, I can meditate that door closed. Like actively select a blank spot in my mind and focus on it in order to shut it down. It's kind of hard to explain, you know?
That's astounding. That's really astounding. Do you write music for others or just for yourself?
I have before, you know what I mean? And I'm willing to, whoever needs, like if someone needs help or need a songwriter for a session, like sure, absolutely.
Got it. If you could change anything about the music industry, what would that be? If you had that power, I'm giving you superpowers.
I could change anything about the music industry.
Yeah.
Artists don't have as much power as I think they deserve. You know, I'm talking like in terms of like, in order to be a financially, in order to be a successful financially successful in the music game, like you lack control. You know what I'm saying? Like while you're doing the independent stuff, like that's great. And you have as much creativity and you'll be fulfilled. But as soon as you get to a spot where someone else comes in to who's supposed to help you, like a label or a manager or whatever the situation is, they always try to like curb your creativity or try to like usher you into the direction where they see you, as opposed to allowing the artist to kind of lead and dictate that his / her journey, if that makes sense.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But I think that's I'm gonna be the devil's advocate, right?
Yeah.
Because I think if you as an entertainer, you understand your why and you're purpose driven. I think if you're signed with a label or if you have a quote unquote manager and they're asking you to do something that doesn't sit well with you, probably morally or ethically, then I don't think you'll do it. And I think sometimes it's knowing that you are capable of saying no.
No, yeah.
Knowing your value. And it goes back to that value system where you're going to stand up and advocate for yourself, even if it means you're standing by yourself.
True. True. Which is why
oftentimes, like going back to what you were saying initially, because people are in it for the hype, for the wrong reasons.
Right.
So at that point, they'll just settle for anything because it doesn't really matter because they are not purpose driven.
Right.
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 So this is the fun part of the interview, right? But first, tell folks where they could find you, find your music, and all of that good stuff.
All right, you can find me at Nyck Muzik, NYCKMUZIK on all platforms. You know what I mean? Streaming services, iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, wherever you get music from. YouTube is where you can find my most recent mixtape, because that's a mixtape. You know what I mean? I've been told to drop it on Audio Max, so that's coming soon. You know what I mean? But for now, it's Nyck Muzik, man. Nyck Muzik everywhere.
Okay. All right, Mr. Nyck Muzik everywhere. So I'm just going to ask you a series of questions. We're going to go really fast and you're just going to respond. But before we do that, you've been dropping a lot of gems.
Oh, yeah.
I want you to share another gem for folks who are probably on the cusp of giving up on their passion. Like, what words of wisdom would you give to them?
The happier you are, the longer you live. You know what I mean? If it makes you happy, don't give it up. Like, why are you giving up your happiness for something that probably, while you might think it'll give you balance or not balance, so you can call it stability. If it takes your passion away, if it takes that happiness away, then you're shortening your life.
Okay, here we go. What's your favorite color?
Blue.
Blue? Okay. Yeah. If you could say something to your older self, what would you say to them? If you could meet your older self, what would you say to him?
Stay up there, I'm ready to feel it. I'm not quite ready yet.
Okay. We can let this slide. Okay. All right. So if you found out you have one day to live, what would you do with that 24 hours?
Try to get my daughter as prepared for life without me as possible.
What do you love most about your daughter?
That smile, man. That smile. I should wake up that good morning, daddy. It's just whew. It makes life, man.
That's beautiful. I love that relationship, that bond, that attachment that you seem to have with your daughter and also your wife. You didn't say much about her in the interview, but that's okay. I know there's a strong love and bond and how she's supportive of you.
Oh yeah. Like I said, like without her, like none of this would be possible.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like she helped me create this space where I can be not just a Nyck, the father, but I can be Nyck Muzik, who's just as important to me, or just a bigger part of my personality, or my persona, or my character as anything else.
How do you show her that you love her every day?
Small things. Small things are important. You know what I mean? Like whether it is taking out the trash. Because like if it stays there too long, she's gonna be pissed off about it. You know what I mean? So it's like it's a small thing, just understanding like how she needs to be loved. Because like in the beginning, you need communication. All right, no disrespect to all of the other Jamaicans in the world, but like we have the emotional range of a teaspoon, and we communicate like one. You know what I mean? Like we don't know how to communicate. As soon as we say anything to a Jamaican, that's like that isn't like anything like slightly abrasive is war. You know what I mean? Like not because you disagree with a person doesn't mean like you're enemies. You know what I mean? Like not because you're a person don't see on the same. Are these supposed to be rapid fire questions, aren't they?
Yeah, that's okay. Don't worry about it. That's okay. You know what? I think on my show, like there is no structure. Yeah. We just go with the flow. Wherever the energy takes us, that's where we go. So that's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You're about to say something?
Oh yeah. No, I was saying that if I lost the trail. Sorry.
That's okay. If you had the power to change something about this world today, what would you do?
This one would have to be the most cliche thing ever. Like, get rid of conflict, and it's impossible. It's impossible because people will always be people, and people with power will always try to exploit those without, and that's going to always lead to conflict. It's always going to lead to discontent. And then
got it.
There goes
Finish this statement. Nyck is
joy. You know what I mean?
Joy.
Yeah,
I love that. Nyck, thank you so much
absolutely welcome.
for
Thank you.
this interview. It was amazing. Like, I felt your energy, your words of wisdom. If you're not happy, don't do it. If you're
Nah,
happy, do it. Right?
if it makes you happy, the
What
happiness
makes
can only bring to your existence.
Yeah.
It takes it's simple. Like think back down to the basics. Like it takes more muscles to frown than to smile. You
Yes.
know what I mean?
Yes.
If you're using less energy, you
Yes.
know what I'm saying?
Nice.
Yeah.
What final words would you like to leave with the viewers tonight?
Grandfather used to say, "Live your life you love and love the life you live." Yeah, man. You know what I mean? Be the version of you that you want those closest to you.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Be the version of you that those closest to you be proud of.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
And tell us again where we could find your music.
At
And
Nyck Muzik on every single platform. That's NYCK. So there it is, right there.
all right. Well, Nyck, thank you so much. It was really a pleasure to have you in this space to pour that energy that you just gave us just now. I ask that God will just continue to bless you abundantly. And I'm looking forward to seeing you on Sting and all of the big show them. Because you know what? I think the person that you are,
Yeah.
I'll see you there or I'll hear about it. And
Thank
I'll
you.
ask my brother if I transition before, come on my grave and just knock on my grave and say, hey, sis, you know what? He did it.
Thank you.
Just keep
Thank you.
believing in yourself.
Thank you. Thank you so
It
much,
is
man.
all possible.
I receive it and I reciprocate great energy and joy and happiness and fulfillment in your direction. You know what I mean? I appreciate you so much. Be bold, man.
Yes, people, that's all. Well, thank you all so much. It was really a pleasure to be in this space tonight. And as we close out the show, like I always say, be your authentic self and show up and show out. Don't dim your light to please anyone. Good night,
True.
everyone.
We are the sons and daughters of the soul. We are resilient and forever forward thinking. We ask for nothing else than the opportunity to live and to create the lives that we were meant to live. We want nothing but an equal chance at options and possibilities. The same possibilities and options to live out our potential as our fellow man. We want to be heard, understood, and expressive in our reality. We are the future. We are the creative. We are here.